Today's video is going to be a bit more chilled than usual. My last videos had stayed with me, making me reflect on regrets we may face in the future. Honestly, I didn't expect it to affect me like this, as much at least, since I already knew the topic well. But one regret, working too hard, really hit home. It's made me think about slowing down before I burn out, before my baby grows up, and these fleeting moments are gone. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description below. One of you commented on how it helped you reflect and live more intentionally, and that honestly kept me going this week. Thank you for sharing that. It's why I create these videos, to offer something meaningful that resonates. Today's video is a collection of clips from a typical day in my life. I decided to approach it like a journal, since I barely have time anymore journaling, what with motherhood, chores and everything else. So this feels like a chance to share my thoughts freely without judgment, and even if it means that I show myself as a humongous hypocrite, which, to be fair, we all are sometimes. Speaking of slowing down, my baby recently turned 6 months. And something special about these first months is that they've never actually touched the ground. It's inspired by a beautiful Balinese tradition that me and my partner and I, decided to carry our baby. Yes, we're talking about you. My partner and I decided to carry our baby everywhere, keeping them surrounded by love and connection. In Bali, babies are seen as divine beings and are carried. Yes. Let's attend to you. Sorry about that. Just carrying the baby as I do the voiceover. So where was we? So this tradition culminates in the Niam button ceremony, and I'm really sorry if I said that incorrectly, where their feet touches the ground for the first time. It symbolises their transition into the world. And now that our baby has reached 6 months, we're planning a small ceremony as well to mark this milestone, since it just seems like such a loving way to honour their early days. The thing is, I don't actually have any idea about ceremonies, so I'm kind of struggling on that front. I've got a book right now that I have access to but haven't had a chance to read much of on ceremonies, so to help me plan it out. But if you guys have any suggestions or any ways that anything I can incorporate to make the ceremony special for us, I'd love to hear it. I've also been thinking about an upcoming breastfeeding support group I plan to attend. To be honest, I feel nervous. There's this little voice. Yes, my darling. There's this little voice in my head, unfortunately, that I've been making space for, and it's just whispering, no one likes you. And so I'm kind of scared, like, what if they don't like me? And what if they're just tolerating me? And I know these thoughts aren't entirely true, but perceptions can be so tricky. It reminds me of this short poem. A fragile lens, not always right. What seems so true might just disguise. Yes, my love. The world we see through clouded eyes. Thinking back, I can see how far I've come. 7 years ago, I probably would have avoided the group altogether, letting the anxiety win. But now, I'm determined to go, even with these feelings swirling. What a beautiful voice. I really don't mind that my baby's adding as well to this voiceover. Okay. So this also brings me back to another poem by Ian McCrory, and it's just because I feel a bit mad with all these thoughts. So, to think that you're mad is sanity itself, and to believe you are sane is sheer madness. Only the very sane can face this madness with detachment and a smile of resigned surrender. You're distracting me, baby. I'm learning to face life's chaos with humour and acceptance, not aiming for perfection, but peace with the imperfections. Now, I want to bring my attention to the person I want to be. I want every one of my actions to stem from kindness. The kind that's wise, enduring, and free from judgment. I want to accept myself fully, flaws and all, to accept my anger when it flares, my fear when it creeps in, to sit with my agitation instead of pushing it away. I want to be present, truly present. When my baby sleeps, I want to pause and check in with myself. When I'm making breakfast or folding laundry, I don't want my mind to wander endlessly without me being present to notice it. Though I'd also want to step out of the whirlwind of thoughts and tap into the peace of the moment, the quiet joy of simply being here, now. I want to be helpful, to serve in whatever way I can. Not just with my hands, but with my ears and my heart. To offer what others need, not out of obligation, but from a genuine desire to make them feel lighter, better. I want to be satisfied, not by having more, but by finding contentment in what I already have. I want to move through life with a sense of gratitude for its gifts, its lessons, even its struggles. I want to nurture patience, not just with others, but with myself as I grow and stumble along the way. I want to be resilient, not by hardening myself, but by bending with life's challenges and bouncing back with grace. I want to honour the creativity in everyday tasks, to see beauty in the ordinary and find joy in the mundane. I want to love deeply, not just others, but myself, to show compassion to the person I am, even on my hardest days. I want clarity, to see life for what it is, without the fog of expectations or comparisons clouding my vision. By the way, I've finally handed in my resignation. Well, emailed it in. It's a big step because I was still receiving maternity pay, which was our family's only income. So for now, for a while, we'll have nothing coming in, and yes, that is daunting. Still, I'm trying to focus on what we do have. Love, a roof over our heads, food in the cupboard, clean water, and warmth. This week especially reminded me not to take essentials for granted. We had a water outage on and off for a few days, and while we managed with the water we'd stored, it was a close call. We were down to our last clean, reusable nappy. Moments like that put everything into perspective. It gave me a fresh appreciation for what we often overlook. Clean water, obviously, electricity, food, a comfy bed, and even small joys like holding a warm cup of tea. It felt a bit like camping. Not that I'd know, since I've been wanting to go for years, but I still haven't. But hey, on the topic of trying new things, I've been looking into yoga courses. Some of you might remember me discussing it a couple of videos ago when I was talking about resigning, which I now have. I'm not sure how I'll find the time to complete it, but somehow it always works out, so I'm sure this will too. Now, let's focus on the little joys in life. I hope you've enjoyed this video and find a moment to pause and reflect too. Thank you for being here with me.